Right, hello. Yeah, you've read the title correctly. I'm ranking every single ride at Thorpe Park, and I'm going to try and do it in under, 3 minutes. So, this is going to be, the same kind of pacing as the Christmas video, where I ranked every coaster I've been on. If this video does pretty good, then I'll probably do one for, Alton Towers, or maybe even Chessington, after I've been on Mandrill Mayhem, though. Oh, and also, I should probably just mention, this is my opinion. There's going to be some controversial picks in here. This is all just my opinion. Don't get mad about it. Okay, let's begin. Okay, in last place, we have High Striker. Sure, I could have done the funny and put this in first, but it doesn't do much. Then we have Mr. Monkey's Banana Boat. It's been broken for a while, but honestly, not that bad of a ride. Next up is King Pig's Wild Hog Dodgems. Honestly, it seems to be a fan favourite around the park, but honestly, I really just don't like Dodgems. I'm not a fan of them. Next up is Angry Birds 4D. I mean, I appreciate the big air-conditioned building and comfortable seats, but otherwise, it's just alright. Next is Double Tea Party. The soundtrack to this is incredible. The ride itself is just alright. Next up is Rush. I do not like this ride. This is one of the few rides I dare even say I'm scared of. I don't like Rush. It's specifically only when it swings you up so you're facing the sky and suddenly you can't see anything and you feel like you're falling. I'm not a fan of Rush. And then it's Depth Charge. Sure, I'll never forgive it for stealing the Flumes theme, but alright ride, but bit short, but that's to be expected. And then the first coaster on this list, we have Flying Fish. I mean, it does what it's meant to do and it does it well. It is just not good not as good as everything else on this list. Then we have Black Mirror. This one was close between this and the next item on the list, but I feel like, it's not that bad of a ride, honestly. I remember it being a lot worse my first time round, but now I've been on it twice, it's not that bad, but it's not that good either. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing it be removed. And then we have Ghost Train, a ride that everyone seems to really like, but personally, I just didn't really enjoy it. Could be influenced by the fact that I queued a total of 2.5 hours for it, but yeah, it's not the greatest. And next up, we have Zodiac. I honestly forgot how good these were. Last time I went to an Enterprise was Enterprise when I was watching Smiler be built, trying to get a good view over the fence. So yeah, built back a lot of memories, and yeah, it's nice that the Retro Squad haven't demolished this one yet. And then we have Quantum. Good ride, good fun ride, very underrated. And next up, it's Storm Surge. Honestly, I preferred Octopus Gardens, mainly because, well, I was the right age for Octopus Gardens, but yeah, this is nice too. And then we have Walking Dead. Honestly, I really like the coaster part of Walking Dead. It's just the fact that you queue, or 15 minutes outside, you get inside, pre-show, you start running, just to hit another half an hour queue. It could have been done better. Preferred X, to be honest. And then we have Rumba Rapids. It's alright. I think you get a little wet at least. I don't remember the last time I went on it, but I think it was this year, but it's not that memorable. And from one water ride to the next, we have Tidal Wave. I like this. I like this ride. If you couldn't tell from the fact that I went on it in freezing cold, just because I can. I like it. There's an unparalleled sense of dread as you go around the corner. As you start to, actually, I can't tell what's more full of regret as you go around the corner at the top, or just as you leave the station, wondering why you got on this. Good ride. And now onto, I think this is number 8. We have Vortex. This ride has no reason to be as good as it is. But it's a great place to head at the start of the day. Well, for me, it's either this, Swarm, or Soar. There's the 3 places I go at the start of every day. This is a solid ride. And the first big thrill coaster on this list is Colossus. I mean, if you've known my opinions on Colossus for a while, you know that it'll be on here. It's no secret that it's rough, but if you can look past it, it's quite a good ride. And next up, we have Detonator. I'm going to probably spoil a future video of mine here, but number 1, this drop tower. I love this ride. Back ages ago when I first went on it the first few times, I hated it when the ride options didn't tell you when it's going to drop. I've come back around. I've started to love that now. I love the anticipation, the dread even, and then just the drop, which is good. And then we have Soar the Ride, something that placed quite low in my rankings a while ago. I think, at least. That's just because I didn't know about the single rider. Actually, that was before the single rider queue. And the queue is horrible. The queue doesn't move. So, yeah, it's all just tainted by the queue. But now that I actually use single rider, pretty much every time, I've actually come to realize it's actually kind of a good ride. It's got good airtime. The first, specifically, the indoor drop and the drop off the brake mid-course thingy-bob. I don't know what I'm on about anymore. Good ride, and ketchup. Sorry, I have to mention the ketchup. And then we've got Nemesis Inferno. The better Nemesis. I mean, I said this was my opinion and all, but personally, I prefer this to the original. But you never know, when it comes back, could have a shot at winning. I mean, but for me, I like it more than the original, because I'm not saying the original's bad. It feels exactly like the original, but just longer. I don't know, maybe I just never really took in the scenery of the original. I've said the original too many times, it stopped sounding like a word. And in third place, that's right, I've just checked where we were, and we're already in third. We have Stealth, specifically on the front row. That front row ride is just like nothing else in the park. Like, the amount of wind in your face every time without fail. No, actually, not even exclusive to the front row. No matter what row I'm in, I will always hit a bug for some reason. There is just like, why do flies love hanging around Stealth for some reason? It's strange. Either way, very good ride this. It used to be what, like down in number 8, maybe even below Oblivion before, and it's just suddenly shot up to number 3 overall in both my coaster ranking and in this list. And in number 2, some things people probably wouldn't put this high like normally, especially with all the coasters they have there. But Samurai is another level of insane. I can't decide which ride is like more, just has more insanity in it. This or the Spider. Like you'll be like dropped on your head 4 times over before being front flip, back flip, side flip if that's possible, held sideways, held upside down. You kick the person next to you because you've been flung around. It is. I mean, there's a reason. Also, spoiling yet another future video. It's also a reason that it has a reason to be my number 1 flat ride of all time. It is such a good ride, and I make sure to get it every time I go. And at number 1, I mean, if you haven't already noticed which coaster was missing, it's the Swarm. This is such a good ride. There seems to be two sides of the coaster community in terms of like their opinions of Thorpe Park. Actually, no, there's 3. There's either the people who have Soar as their favourites, don't know many of them, but people who have Soar as their favourites, people who have Stealth, and people who have Swarm. I obviously fall into the Swarm category. This ride is smooth, intense where it needs to be. Like, it's one of the few rides where I'd say front row and back row are like on par with each other. The right side's better, I'd say. Specifically, let's go like the best bits of this. Wing overdrop, beautiful, lovely. We like the wing overdrop. The turn over the lake, very intense and very close to the water. I feel like I could dip my hand in and suddenly I wouldn't have a hand. Probably, I don't know. I haven't tried it. Yeah, and then maybe the inline twist at the end as well, where everybody seems to want to scream there for some reason. Like, I don't get it. Why there? It is strange. But overall, still deserving of number 1 in the park. Okay, that's the end. I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, if this does well, then I'll probably do one on other parks. Maybe even on towns where there were like 40-something rides. Anyway, bye.